Welcome to the Prop Market. I'm your host, the Prop King, and today I have my 2024 College Football Week 11 prop picks and best bets. So I'm super excited to bring you my prop picks today. I have 10 great player prop picks along with two best bets that I'll be giving you on this show. A lot of people have been watching this show. A lot of people have enjoyed these videos. I would just need you to like and subscribe to my channel. That way I can get these videos out to more people. And like I said, I put a lot of time and effort into these videos along with just the research that it takes. So, liking, subscribing, it's free. So go ahead and do that. So you know how the YouTube algorithm works. The more likes you get, the more subscriptions you have, and the more views you have, the more people can actually see your video, which we can get these out to more people. And hopefully more people will win some money. Like I said, always keep what you like, leave what you don't. And what I mean by that is if you like something out this video, go ahead and bet it, put your money on it. If you don't like it so much, you can just leave it. It's free information. It's out there for anybody who wants it. Me personally, I bet every single pick that's on the show. So hopefully we go 10 and 0 and I'm rich and I build my money tree through this weekend. With that being said, let's kind of look and see how we did last week. Last week we went 5 and 4, 56%. Could be better. We had one that DNP'd. As a total, we're 49 of 55, so 47%, 100% transparent. Some people won't give you their actual totals and percentages just because they want to continue and make people think that they win every time. But I'm just being straight up honest with you. With that being said, I'm expecting a huge week this week. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with this. First pick I have is Cade Klubnik. The team total sits at 30. Virginia Tech allows 205 passing yards a game to its quarterbacks. Well, Cade Klubnik is probably one of the best quarterbacks they faced all year. I do like the line for Klubnik because I feel like it's a bounce back spot. He truly struggled last week. I think that he has a lot of opportunity to make up for that. I love the number. It's super low. He was throwing at 300 yards a couple times this year. So being able to get him way below his average and way below our projection is really good for us. So he's at 246.5 passing yards. That's quite a bit below his average, and it's a little bit below our projection. So I like his over 246 passing yards for Cade Klubnik. Next guy is Quinn Ewers from Texas. Average passing yards is 232, projected is 252. So I have a huge jump for him this week because I think he gets back on track after a bye. Florida is allowing 230 yards passing to its quarterbacks. That's including playing some really bad teams in the beginning that were kind of cupcakes. I look for Texas to make a statement after struggling versus Vandy. 35-point implied total, so should be a lot of points in this game. Hopefully getting Isaiah Bond back, his best receiver. Quinn Ewers definitely has something to prove, and I think he proves it here. I like him over 244 passing yards. It's not a lot for a team that's expected to be able to get up and down the field on this Florida Gator team. Next guy is Thomas Castellanos from BC. Average passing yards is at 193. I got him projected at 207, partly because the implied total is at 27 points for Boston College, but Syracuse is giving up 219 passing yards through the air. Coming off a bye as well, he should be healthy, and I think they added some wrinkles to help him in the passing game. I've seen some good things from him. I do see he holds the ball a lot, and sometimes he looks to run a little too often. With that being said, this number is not very high. He hit for us last time, so I'm going to go ahead and play him over 194 passing yards for Thomas Castellanos. Next guy is Raheem Sanders from South Carolina. I actually watched him run last week and I was impressed. I've been watching him since he was in Arkansas. His nickname is Rocket, and he finally looks healthy, in my opinion. 81 yards average rushing yards this year. I got him projected at 78. Vandy has been good, but I do believe the South Carolina offensive line will lean on them a little bit, open some big holes for Rocket. Not to mention the quarterback is a running threat as well. So maybe off some of those zone reads, he'll be having a big hole to kind of break through. I like his over 70.5 rushing yards. He doesn't seem like he's sharing the backfield too often. So I feel like this number is pretty low for somebody who's going to carry the ball as much as he will. Next guy is Jalen Daniels. This is a guy that was losing for us at the beginning of the season, but lately he's really stepped it up. Average passing yards is 190, projecting passing yards is 202. Um, Team total set at 23, so not extremely high, going against a really good Iowa State defense. Now, they're ranked fourth in the country versus the pass, but this number is low for Daniels. Anything under 200, I think I got to take it. Kansas has nothing to lose. I see them kind of, pulling out all the stops, try to get this upset. Uh, Jalen Daniels also has nothing to lose. So as long as he doesn't get benched and he plays the whole game, I really like his over 191 passing yards for a team that will come out super aggressive in the passing game. My next pick is Drew Aller. Speaking of need to be aggressive, you saw the last game. Very, very vanilla offense. Cost them the game, in my opinion. They were trying to win it on defense. I think he's coming off an injury and he was kind of getting back, but I feel like he's a little more healthy now. Average passing yards is 223. Projected yards is 216. Franklin has come out and said that they need to be more aggressive on offense. I think they'll open it up a little bit this week. I like this number because it's way under his average and is below his projection. I like him over 204.5 passing yards in a game in a spot where I think they definitely have to play um, not just to win the game, but to impress. So I think they'll open it up more. His receivers will get open and catch the ball for him as well. Next guy is Hudson Card from Purdue. Uh, Hudson Card is a guy that we've watched play. Well, I've watched play for a while. And, even saw him play a little bit in high school. Average passing yards is 189. Projecting passing yards at 164. So he played well in his last game versus Northwestern, where he threw for 267 yards. We talk about rules and stuff, and bets that I'm going to make. Anytime I get a starting quarterback and his number's under 130, I'm probably going to take that pick. Um, it's a good Ohio State team, very good defense, but this number's just too low. I'm going to take his over 128 passing yards. I feel like that's something that a throwing quarterback could almost get off of two or three really good passes and then some small ones mixed in. I think this number is just too low for a college quarterback. I'm definitely taking this number, and I like the number. If it goes any higher, I wouldn't feel comfortable playing it, but definitely at this number, it's pretty low. I like it. Next guy is Carson Beck. Now, this guy has been, taking some heat of late due to his play. He's been throwing a lot of interceptions and just overall not playing up to standard. But average passing yards is still at 288. I got him projecting yards still at 275. In this game, I feel like versus Ole Miss, he's gonna have to throw the football. You've seen what Jackson Dart is capable of. Georgia's going to have to stay in this game. I do see them trying to run the ball, but I don't see it happening effectively. So, with that being said, it's going to rely on Carson Beck. I do believe this defense of Georgia is going to give up a lot of passing yards, and I do believe Georgia will be behind. And playing from behind means that Carson Beck is going to have all the opportunities to throw the ball, very high usage rate. So, with that being said, I like his over 268 passing yards for Carson Beck. Next guy is Evan Stewart, a wide receiver, former five-star recruit. Um, Everything was supposed to be his way coming out of high school. He was supposed to be probably a draft pick coming up this year. But unfortunately, it didn't go his way. at Texas A&M, and early in this season versus Oregon, he hasn't shown much. You see his average receiving yards is at 51. Now, why do I have him projected so high? Well, the number one receiver for Oregon is out, which is going to make him the number one wide receiver now. Also, Maryland's defense is giving up 293 passing yards a game. I believe Evan Stewart can grab at least, uh, I believe he can grab at least 63 of those receiving yards. So I like his over playing against the 128th defense in the nation versus the pass. I really like this number. Go ahead and lock this in. Evan Stewart over 63 receiving yards. Now to my final pick of the day. Um, we have Jalen Milroe from Alabama. Average passing yards is 242. Projected passing yards is 235. Uh, this guy has cashed for me multiple times. I actually got this number at first at 222, going against an LSU defense that has shown the ability to give up huge plays in the passing game. One thing about Jalen Milroe is he can throw the ball down the field. He is a very good deep ball thrower. We haven't seen a lot of it lately. I feel like this game he hits on one to two really long passes, and LSU's defense is going to give up a lot of points. I see this being, really a shootout. So I love this number for Jalen Milroe. I like his over 228 passing yards. I originally got it at 222. It was as low as 220. So if you grabbed it early, you really got a good bet. But even with this number, I still like it all the way up to 235. Now to my best bets. Utah versus BYU. BYU is undefeated. They've played well all season. For whatever reason, they're still being doubted. But I'm going to take that easy money. Utah has looked really bad this year. They're not the Utah of old. So I see a world where BYU runs away, at least gets a 14-point win. So -4 is a gimme for me. I love BYU -4 versus Utah. Next game, Colorado versus Texas Tech. I got the over 62.5. I don't think either team can stop each other. Texas Tech, we all know, is an explosive offense. And Colorado, even though they're improved, is not a great defense. Colorado has Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, and a host of great receivers. I think it's going to be a track meet, to be honest, up and down the field. This over is going to get, obliterated. I think it's going to be somewhere in the 70s. So I really like this over 62.5 for Colorado versus Texas Tech. Now to recap, Klubnik over 246, Ewers over 244, Castellanos over 194, Sanders over 70.5 rushing yards, Daniels over 191 passing yards, Allar over 204 passing yards, Card over 128.5 passing yards, Beck over 268.5 passing yards, Stewart over 63.5 receiving yards, and Milroe over 228 passing yards. Please like and subscribe to the channel. If you like the video, you like the show, go ahead and like it. Like I said in the beginning of the show, there's a lot of people watching the show, but not as many people liking, and definitely not enough people subscribing. So I will continue to send you great content. I'll be your college football tour guide throughout this season. I'll also be your college basketball tour guide and NBA tour guide. So there's a lot in this channel, a lot of information. And like I always say, keep what you like, leave what you don't, and less cash.